Hi YouTube! So I have a fun makeup collection to share with you today, and it is the Pac-Man collection from Wet n Wild. And this will be released on Wet n Wild's site tomorrow, and the reason why I have it is not because I'm on Wet n Wild's PR list, though I wish. So parts of this collection were spotted in a store that is in the New York, New Jersey area. I think it's now currently in some random Walgreens as well, because I saw someone on Macari selling something from this collection that had a Walgreens sticker on it. And the reason I have it is because it was on Ulta's site for a limited time. I guess Ulta was given a limited batch to see how well they would sell. I feel like Wet n Wild was doing a silent release just to test the waters, and then saw, oh wow, people really want this. Let's release it on our site now. So yeah, they are not on Ulta anymore. And I just wanted to dive in and give you a look into it. So I've been using it for a couple of days. I have some looks filmed using it. So those I'm going to upload to IGTV, and for my main channel I'm just going to do unboxing, first impressions. We're going to swatch, review, and I'm going to tell you how I've been liking using the products in here. So first things first, the box. And so when you buy the entire collection, it'll come in this box. Otherwise you just get separate pieces. So it has the little eyes on the back. We got pellets and Pac-Man and the ghosts, and then Pac-Man on the front. Let's dive in. And inside it says, take a nostalgic walk down memory lane with the Wet n Wild Pac-Man collection, where bright hues and iconic characters bring you back to the days spent in the arcade. Your favorite pop culture sensation is brought back to life with these colorful Pac-Man inspired products. So put your game face on, get ready to make a powerful play that'll leave you score big bonus points in this beauty game. That was a mouthful. Nice. Very lovely art. It has a listing of like everything in the set and the bottom as well. So this is what you see when you first open it. We have a lip scrub, lip balm, a blush palette, a eyeshadow palette, a highlighter blush, a bronzer, and 4 lip glosses. There is a bottom part to the box and more to the collection, and we'll get to that in a moment. But first, let's dig into this. So let's start with the adorable lip balm. And I will say I'm loving the packaging that this set is coming in. I love all the art. I'm a huge fan of video games, and especially 8-bit video games, so this is so up my alley. And you know, it's a standard lip balm, I will say, nothing too special. With this, you're mainly paying for the aesthetic of it, and I mean, when you buy your lip balm in a unique packaging, that's usually why you're spending your money. I mean, it's lip balm. Then we have the green apple, which is the lip scrub. And yes, this does smell like apples. I would say like specifically green apples, so it has that kind of tart smell to it. And I've used it once or twice before, and I'm happy with it. It's a standard lip scrub. It works well. It's grainy but not gonna cut you. Gentle enough to, I think, use, you know, daily if you feel you need that. I wouldn't suggest lip scrubbing daily. Your lip skin is thin and sensitive, so unless you really feel like you need to exfoliate, use with caution. With any lip scrub, not just specifically this one. Next we have the High Score Blush Palette, and I'm not a person that really buys a lot of blush because I tend to use 1 or 2 colors. See, this one has a variety of shades that I don't know if I would use as blush. Maybe I would put in like an eyeshadow look. The one in the upper corner is the one that I've been using since I've opened the collection, and probably the only color I would actually use as a blush. So let's see how they swatch. I'm using this color in the upper right-hand corner with the 100 imprinted on it. And let's see. See, actually really nice payoff and pigmented. So WetnWilds has been stepping its game up with formulation, I would say. So that's like the shimmery tannish color. I'm kind of just describing them how I see them because this palette does not have any shade colors. So I kind of just have to vaguely describe them as I see fit. This one here is like really shimmery. Maybe I would use this as a blush. It has the 700 and 300 imprinted in it. Let's see. Oh, you get to really see my grr in this video. You usually never do. But I would say it's, you know, pretty nice payoff in pigmentation for a blush. Remember, these are blushes, not eyeshadows, so you don't want them to be insanely pigmented unless you really like that stark geisha look. And lastly is this kind of lightly shimmered color. It's not as shimmery as the other ones. It's almost a matte, but there is a bit of shimmer in it. It has the 500 and 100 imprinted on it. It's kind of more of like peachy. Like this would probably be really good for a warm skin tone. This like peachy blush. I'm not big into variety when it comes to blush, but I do think this is a nice set. I think it has a nice variety for people that maybe have a kind of like a darker skin tone, because with the pale color that I go for, I really like more of either reds, pinks, more like that if I'm going to do blush. I don't really do tans, oranges, or things like that. Next is the eyeshadow palette, and this is called the Game Over color palette. And I love the colors in here, though I do have critiques about the color story. I do think that this should be a red, like either the orange matte or the shimmery orange should be a red. I think there should be like matte orange and then matte red as opposed to a shimmery orange and a matte orange. So yeah, we have this pinky color up here. Now keep in mind I don't have any primer on my hand, so this is just haphazard finger swatching, and when you put on a primer, it'll come through more. I've personally really been liking the payoff with the shadows. I think the pink came out nice. Let's do this purple. I've actually been really wanting a nice, just kind of textbook purple like this. It's just a really standard matte purple, and I've really been wanting that because I feel like a lot of palettes tend to do shimmery purples or plum purples, but not really this just sort of standard purple. And I think it pays off really nicely. I'm running out of fingers. So this is the shimmery orange that I don't really think needs to be here, but it does, I think it's gonna pay off really nicely. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Like, I think it pays off really nicely. It looks nice, but I don't think it needs to be in here when it comes to the rest of this color story. So moving on, there's this, like I said, I have to describe these how I see fit because again, it does not have shade names. So let's move on to this like light blue turquoise moment over here. I think the payoff is nice on this blue. Moving on to the center, which has, I don't know if you can see it really well. Oh, there we go. Has Pac-Man imprinted on it. Yeah, the outer corner ones have the ghost imprinted on it. So let's swatch this yellow. I think it's a nice, just matte standard yellow. Trying to find a place. And so yeah, it comes through very nicely. remember, I don't have primer on. I actually have it on my lid, more so in the center. And I think the payoff on it is nice. I usually put down a Urban Decay primer, then white eyeshadow, and then I start with laying down my colors. So it comes through nicely when I do that. Switching sides because I'm switching hands, and so let's move on to this. It's kind of like a brown saddle color. That's the best way I could describe it, like leather or like a saddle. I think that's a really nice transitionary color. I think I could possibly use that as a contour. Then moving on to this outer corner matte orange. And yeah, it's a nice creamsicle. You get the nice creamsicle orange color. Moving on to this blue that's just a standard blue. I want to call it royal blue. I feel like this is a royal blue in a way. Well, looks a little dark. Okay, it swatches lighter than it looks, but I will say I've used it in a look and it came out nice. So I think with primer, it'll come through much nicer. But yeah. Lastly is my personal favorite because it's just bright, shimmery highlight. It's just a bright, shimmery highlight. It's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. So yeah, that's that shimmery color swatched, and it is beautiful. I love to use it as a highlight. That's what I'm using currently as a highlight down my nose, on my forehead, cheeks, Cupid's bow, chin. Like anywhere I'm getting that nice shimmer, dewy look, it's that shimmery white. It reminds me of the Jeffree Star Skin Frost, which is what I normally use to highlight. And it really is doing the job for me. And if it does the job for me, highlighter wise, you know it's bright because I love a sickening Instagram ridiculousness glazed donut highlight. That's what I like. So let's do a comparison. So I'm gonna swatch this. Oh wow. Whew. Look at that. Look at that compact pigmentation on that Jeffree Star though. Whew. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, no, okay. So yeah, the Jeffree Star is definitely more blazing brightness shimmer, but I'm very happy with that Wet n Wild shimmer though, I will say. So it's not exactly a dupe, but if you do like really shimmery highlight, it does it. It does it for you. Actually, I'm going to put some on my shoulders and really see if I could show it off. See, like, look at that. That's beautiful. I just like that, like, shimmer. Ooh. Oh, let's give myself a shimmer. Let's go on the clavicle. Just a little clavicle highlight. Oh, yes. Highlighting is one of my favorite parts of makeup. Oh, if you see a bruise, don't be concerned. It's a hickey. It's a hickey. Moving on, we have the Power Palettes Blush Highlighter. And the thing I like about this and the bronzer are the little balls in it. I mean, I know this isn't something WetnWilds has come up with. There are other makeup brands that have been doing this with the, you know, balls, and then you just put your brush in there. It's just I haven't bought them before, and it looked pretty and cute to me, and I like aesthetically pleasing makeup to add to my collection. Hence why I have a Pac-Man collection of makeup, okay? So, yes, I love these little, basically, power pellets of highlight. That's awesome. Highlighter blush, to be specific. So I'm gonna just roll my finger around there, see what kind of swatch I can get. Also, let's take a second to appreciate my makeup, because I have some, you know, I have Pac-Man and Power Pellets that he's eating on one side of my face, and then on the other side I have some cherries, you know, for the cherries you eat in game. Anyway, moving on to the swatch. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice payoff, nice blush highlight. So if you like pinky highlights, that's nice. I've been using it as a blush because I love highlights. So if I can put blush in my highlight and then put a highlight on top of that, that's what I'm talking about. That's the type of bright I want. Then we have the Power Pellets bronzer. And so I was dumbfounded by the bronzer because I'm like, I've never used bronzer. I don't know what it's used for exactly. I've seen people use it. I'm not sure what it's really for. I know it's mainly for tan people. I am not tan people. So I use it as a contour and I'm happy with that. Now the reason I don't normally use bronzer as a contour, which is what's going on with this bronzer, is bronzers are normally shimmery. They normally have shimmer to them, which is not what I want with my contour. Though I will say it looks more shimmery as the pellet ball, but you know, it blends out nicely and doesn't look like a crazy brown highlight or something. So let's just dip our finger into that. I feel like the balls make it look more pigmented or darker than it is, or okay. Oh, it looks weird. It looks weird because I put it in a crevice, so now it's kind of weirdly contouring my hand. I don't know. Anyway, so see, when you swatch it, the brown and shimmer aren't as crazy of a payoff as it may look in the ball form, because it's all condensed. So I think the pigment really comes through and the shimmer really comes through. But then when you actually swatch it or put it on, it has a more subtle effect and looks nice. Unless you're going for a crazy Nosferatu contour, you do you. No shade at all, I've done that before myself. I've used like grays to contour. So yes, I definitely go for that sometimes, but not now. Next, we're moving on to these adorable lip glosses. I just really love the packaging in this set, even though not the biggest fan of lip glosses, but they do work well and are nicely pigmented. They are, I will say, a very thick lip gloss. It's not like that sheer just slide on. It really, like, you could pull your lip with it because it's got some stick and tug to it. It's a really sticky gloss. So let's first swatch Blinky that I have on over Kitten Heels. Kitten Heels is a NYX lip color. I just wanted a super opaque layered look with this, even though I will say they are like really pigmented and thick on their own. It's not the type of gloss that's going to look super sheer. You know, it's not a topper. You can just wear this on its own. Moving on to the blue shade, which is Inky. Again, that's really nicely pigmented. Next is Pinky, the pink color. That's a really nice pink, and I'm not the biggest fan of pinks, but that's really pretty. It's kind of like more of a mauve pink, which I like. Has like a hint of purple in there. And lastly is Clyde. Clyde is the only one that has a shimmer in it. So it is an orange shimmer gloss. So that's how all four of them look swatched. So that's it for the top. So what you do is lift it up And then there's like a divider. It's got the Pac-Man artwork and the eyes on the back. So moving on to the bottom half of the set, we have the nail polish and 2 brushes. So this is the Perfect Game Nail Kit, and it comes with a shimmery golden yellow, matte orange, matte red, shimmery pink, and a shimmery blue. I've yet to use these yet, but when I do, it'll probably go up on my Instagrams. So follow me over there if you want to see these being used, as well as if you want to see makeup videos on my IGTV. Then we have the 2 brushes. So one of them is a large powder brush. It is big and fluffy and has a black to yellow ombre brush head. And something else really special about it is it has glitter suspended in water. So you could just have fun with that. And the glitter is so little circles representing the pellets. And then there are also orange glitter specks in there that are shaped like Pac-Man. So that's really cool. I wish they had released a chunky biodegradable glitter like this. I think that would be really fun to play with. And then lastly, the eyeshadow brush. Also has, glitter suspended in the handle. I've yet to really use the brushes yet. I mean, this one I kind of used. I really only use large brushes like this to kind of just wipe away excess powders on my face. And the eyeshadow brush I just haven't used yet. It is a nice standard sized eyeshadow brush. Fluffy, not too like long. I don't like when eyeshadow brushes are like long. I like having a shorter brush to have better control with. So that's the entire Wet n Wild Pac-Man collection. Like I said, it'll be on Wet n Wild's site on the 9th. So my final thoughts though on the makeup itself. Is it an essential for your collection? No, but it is definitely an essential for someone who just likes to collect makeup, or really likes video games, or really likes aesthetically unique limited edition pieces to add. If you like 8-bit video games or the 80s, this is right up your alley. It's really more of a collector's piece than it is essential to your makeup routine, It's Alien Queen approved. Ooh, let me get my mirror. Hi everyone.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to my channel.
Hi.
Did I do it right?
How are ya?
I don't even know. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. If you want to follow me beyond YouTube, I suggest Instagram. I am there pretty often. Let me know your thoughts down below on my look that I put together today, on the collection, your thoughts. And if you're upset about Wet n Wild not being cruelty-free anymore, hold your breath. I obviously have thoughts on it as somebody who buys cruelty-free and is still currently buying from Wet n Wild. Yes, I am obviously still buying from them, but I do consider myself still cruelty-free even though I do buy from them. And it's mainly because they're not intently trying to test out things on animals. It has to do with secondary market testing in China. So for those that don't know, Wet n Wild scandal, they were outed for selling in China, and most people know who buy cruelty-free, China is a no-no because they do mandatory animal testing, but since 2014 they have allowed certain products through without testing, and so that really is what Wet n Wild has done, is they are selling on the Chinese market, but they don't do testing beforehand. But there are laws in China that make for the possibility of secondary testing, like after it's been on the shelf and selling, if there's any type of complaint from customers or something like that, there can be secondary testing. And that means that basically China would be doing testing with these products without Wet n Wild's knowledge or consent, really. So that is the issue, though it's not something that is prevalent. Plus, I do like that Wet n Wild doesn't try to directly test on animals. I appreciate that. I just wish they were more transparent as a company, because when they were outed as selling in China, they were like, no, we're not. And it's like, here's picture evidence of you selling in China, Wet n Wild. And they're like, oh yeah, we have some in China, but we don't do animal testing, but we're not going to even mention the possibility of secondary testing. I just wish they were transparent, because I appreciate them not wanting to test on animals. I get that they want to expand. It's for money. So they want to go into the, Chinese market and sell. But you could at least just be honest and be like, hey, there are laws in China that it could possibly be tested, but we don't facilitate that. I'm okay with that. I know some people aren't, but I personally am, which is why I still buy from them. So I just wish they were transparent. That's it for my Wet n Wild cruelty-free rant. Thank you for watching. Bye.